Hey everyone. So last week I made a post about my tips for getting the most out of your curriculum. And I thought I'd turn that into a video so I could post it here. Um, I have my notes keep me on track. But basically we've been doing school, most of us, for several weeks now. And this is usually the time when panic sets in. This is when you're starting to question whether you made the right choice. And so I wanted to back up a little bit and talk about how to get the most out of the curriculum that you have purchased. Or if you're watching this at another point in the year and you're looking ahead to curriculum that you're wanting to purchase or brand new curriculum that you just got in, these tips apply as well. So the number one thing, okay, get this? Use the placement tools available through the publisher. Whether that's something that they have online that you can use, something they can print off and have your student go through, an evaluation that you use as the parent to determine where to place your child, or simply contacting the publisher's customer service. I have never come across a curriculum publisher that does not have wonderful customer service. They want to make you happy. They want the curriculum to work for you so that you'll come back and use it again. So take advantage of the tools and resources that they provide to make sure that you are putting your child in the correct level. Most levels for homeschool curriculum are not strictly grade based. And even if they were, so what? Homeschooling, we get to decide where our children are. We get to teach our children where they are at and move forward from where they are at instead of trying to push them into whatever level they're supposed to be in, which, let's face it, it doesn't work. You have to start where your child is at. So, number one tip, use the placement tool and trust it. Okay? Number two, most publishers anymore will have a website where you can browse their curriculum. You can download free samples. Take advantage of that, especially this year when we are not going to be able to get our hands on curriculum at curriculum fairs and other homeschool conventions. That's the word I was looking for. So find a way to get your hands on a printed copy, whether that's a free sample, or maybe you know somebody who uses it and can let you flip through it, or check your library, or a curriculum swap, or used bookstore, whatever. If you're looking at a curriculum that you've never used before, a publisher that you're not familiar with, find a way to get your hands on it, because something that sounds great from the description or from all the positive reviews, once you get your hands on it and go through a sample, you might find out that it's not going to work for you, and it'll save you a lot of money and headache if you find that out ahead of time. So use the free samples. 3, this is one that gets me. Read the dang teacher's manual. I can't say it enough. I can't tell you how many times I have talked to or read a post from a parent who's really struggling and ready to throw in the towel with a curriculum because it's just not working. Come to find out, they're not using it the way that the publisher, the writer, intended for it to be used. Now, I am all for using a curriculum however you want to use it. Adapt, personalize, go for it. But you need to start with an understanding of the author's intentions so that you can build on that and then personalize it to work for your family. There are many things in a curriculum that may not make sense and be very frustrating if you don't know where the author's coming from. So, read the teacher's manual. A little bit of effort up front can save you a lot of headache. Okay? 4, curriculum is a tool that you use. You are in charge. It is your tool, not your master. So, kind of tying in with number 3, this one is now that you are familiar with the curriculum, use it how you want. Skip problems. Decide that this isn't the lesson that you want to do right now. Move ahead in your science book if there's a topic that your child is really interested in, but you're not going to get to it for a couple of months. Do it now while they're interested, whatever it takes. If your child is overwhelmed by the 20 math problems on that math worksheet, cover up half of the page and only do that today. Whatever it is your tool. Use it. Don't let it use you. Do not become a slave to your curriculum. It'll wear you out and it'll burn you out. Okay? Number 5, give it a solid try before you throw in the towel. Okay? Most curriculum, if you're starting with something that you've never used before, there's going to be several weeks of review from the previous level. And that can be frustrating for yourself or your child when you're thinking, what is this? We already know all this stuff, or we've never seen this before because we didn't do the level before. Give the curriculum a fair shot before you move on. There's always that transition period where you've got to get comfortable with the routine, with how it's laid out, and the material that it's going to cover. Give it a good shot. But number 6 is kind of the opposite. If it's not working for you, let it go. I won't sing, I promise, but let it go. It's okay. We've all done it. So a curriculum that's not working for you, it's not going to work. Move on. You're not going to win any prizes for forcing yourself or your child to finish that curriculum. So give it away, donate it, sell it, whatever. Put it on your shelf for maybe another child. It doesn't matter. But if it's not working, it's okay to move on. Okay? Number 7. Guys, you've got to pick your curriculum for your real live children, the ones who are in front of you, the ones full of quirks and personality traits and faults and failures and blessings and skills, the real ones that are in front of you, not the perfect picture that you've built up in your head. If you choose for the children you actually have, not for the children you wish you had, you'll be a lot more successful, I promise. Okay? Last one, number 8. Now this one doesn't get touched on very often, but I think it's really important. You guys, respect the publisher's copyright laws. I know there's a lot of back and forth on this, on what a publisher has the legal right to stipulate, what they don't, what you as the consumer, what your rights are. I'm not a lawyer. I'm certainly not a copyright lawyer. All I'm saying is we need to respect these publishers. If we want to have quality curriculum available to us for years to come from publishers that we love and trust, we've got to respect their business because it is a business and that's okay. So, buy a workbook for each of your children. I know you're so tempted to photocopy it, to put it in page protectors and use dry erase markers, to write on a separate piece of paper so that you can share that workbook and pass it down to the next child. I get it. I really do. But we can't. You've got to buy a workbook for each child. Now, some publishers do give you express permission to use as a family resource. Go for it. But if they don't, if there isn't something in that first page of your teacher's manual or on the download PDF that says this is for you, for your family, you've got to purchase a new workbook for each student. Okay? Don't copy CDs and electronic files. Don't share them. Buy a new one. Now, you can certainly resell one when you are done with it, but don't make copies to share. Okay? These are just little things that show our respect for these publishers, for these authors, for these businesses. It sets a good example for our children. It sets a good example for the public when they look at homeschoolers, and it supports these businesses that make our homeschool successful. So there you have it. 8 tips for how to get the most out of your curriculum. Bye.